Hi, I'm Melody Watts. I wanted to thank you again for downloading my ebook. I hope that it's been helpful for you. I wanted to give you a few tips to really start using these essential oils. And I wanted to break it down into simple tips because that ebook can be a little bit overwhelming. It's got a lot of information on it about emotions and chakras and how to handle those. So I wanted to give you the 4 common emotions that I see and how and what essential oils you can use to combat those and really respond with an empowered response as opposed to a victim response. So it's important to understand that emotions are felt everywhere in our whole body. They attach to cell receptor sites and oftentimes can create our reality. They feel very real to us, right? Because they are real. And so our reality is then we're an emotional mess or a hot mess, and that's just what we are, and we don't really know how to get out of it, so we feel very stuck. And so essential oils can be a really powerful tool to shift the emotional tones in the body. So let me teach you how that actually works. First of all, there's a lot of scientific research around essential oils and mood management. So I encourage you to look up some of those research articles. I'll also be posting some of those in my blog so that you can see them. But essential oils have the power to increase dopamine and serotonin levels in the body, depending on which essential oils you're using. So I'm going to talk about a few essential oils that you can use for some common emotions that I see and the powerful shifts that they can have because they do attach to cell receptor sites just like emotions do, and they can help shift that emotional tone in your body. So the first emotion that I see that's really, really common is emotions of worry and anxiousness. It's probably one of the first emotions that people tell me that they're struggling with in their life. So how I like to handle those kind of emotions is with an essential oil that can help bring you into a rational, present state. So my favorite oil to use for this is patchouli. And patchouli is also a really great oil for trauma, but right now I'm just going to focus on worry and anxiousness. We have a tendency when we're worried and anxious to have irrational thoughts or feel out of control or feel like we're not present and thinking rationally. And so when we use patchouli, it's the oil of physicality. And what it does is it brings us down into our bodies so that we're present and we can be focused. It's also a great oil for mental focus for that very reason. So a little drop of patchouli on the heart and maybe even a few drops on the feet can really bring you your worry and your anxiousness down several notches so that you can focus and respond with a level head. Another oil that I really like for this is an oil called Whisper, and it's a blend that has patchouli in it, but it's also got some other tones in it so that if there's a smell you're more drawn to, you can either go for patchouli or Whisper, and both of them are going to have a similar effect on the body. So use Whisper and patchouli or patchouli over the heart and on the feet for feelings of worry and anxiousness. Another oil that I love for those feelings is an oil blend called Serenity. And Serenity has lavender, sandalwood, Roman chamomile, and a few other oils that are really calming. So when you use patchouli in combination with Serenity, you're really tackling these feelings of worry and anxiousness from 2 different angles. So I really love that combo together. It's been very effective for people that I've worked with. So I encourage you to try those 2 oils. The second emotion that I see that's really, really common for people are feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and despair. Whatever life's throwing at you, we all have these emotions at one time or another. And how we respond to it is, of course, our choice, but sometimes it can just feel really, really heavy. So the oils that I really like to use to really lighten the heaviness of our emotions are essential oils like peppermint and wild orange, as well as Melissa essential oil. And I love to use these essential oils, again, for their uplifting properties, their ability to really help you take a breather. So peppermint oxygenates the cells, and on an emotional level, it's the oil of breath. So it helps you just take a breather. It's the oil of a buoyant heart. And so it just can uplift some of those feelings of sadness and grief, despair, hopelessness, whatever you're feeling, because life does throw a lot of stress at you and a lot of things that can cause these emotions to really hit all at once. Wild orange is another amazing oil that's uplifting and also shifts emotional tones to create gladness in the heart, to uplift, to help shift emotional tones in the body, as well as increase serotonin and dopamine levels in the brain. Melissa oil is a powerful essential oil for shifting emotional tones. This is like the big guns of essential oils, okay? This one goes on the heart chakra, and it is very good for balancing that heart chakra. So when we're feeling sad and when we're feeling despair and hopelessness, it can be extremely energy draining on your body. And so Melissa essential oil can help bring that heart chakra back into balance, and it's really powerful, and I use it all the time for people. So the third set of emotions that I see really, really frequently is stress and overwhelm, right? We see people every day, running from their jobs to their kids' sports, to keeping the house clean, to making sure dinner's ready, to dealing with maybe conflict or having dealing with a stressful teenage situation, or maybe there's divorce. There's just a lot of things that are thrown at us these days, and we get really, really stressed and overwhelmed. I remember one day thinking after a divorce that I had, not wanting to get out of bed, and I was just feeling totally overwhelmed with the responsibilities of life. That's actually when I discovered essential oils for emotional shifting. And so some of the oils that I love for stress and overwhelm are lavender essential oil. It's very calming and soothing to the nerves. So when you're feeling like a nervous wreck and you're feeling overwhelmed, lavender is an excellent oil for this. I also really, really love, as a woman, myrrh essential oil, and for a woman and a man, frankincense essential oil. Now, men can also use myrrh, so I'm not pulling men out of the myrrh equation. But for mothers, myrrh is the oil of Mother Earth, and so it can really help us get in tune with our mothering abilities. Now, it also helps with disrupted maternal connection. And so this can be good for men too as well if they have some sort of a disrupted maternal connection, or they need to be more nurturing or more sensitive. That's also a great oil for men. Frankincense is the oil of divinity, and that oil really gets us in tune with the help that we might need from our Creator. So I love that frankincense oil. So here's how I would apply frankincense. Along the spine and over the heart can really help prevent the effects of stress. So I have a great story with frankincense. When I was going through my divorce, very stressful time for me, I had to unpack my whole house. I didn't have the help of my ex-husband at the time, and it was really overwhelming. And I was having autoimmune attacks, okay? And somebody told me to put frankincense over my heart, that this would help prevent the effects of stress. And so I used frankincense every day during that move, and I did not have an autoimmune attack after the time of taking that frankincense. So it really can strengthen the body and just help you deal with the stressors that are going on in your life. So lavender, myrrh, frankincense, really, really great essential oils for stress and overwhelm. Also, we can bring in that serenity, because sometimes we have those emotions of hopelessness and despair when we're overwhelmed and stressed. So bringing in that serenity with the lavender and the myrrh and the frankincense can really, really be helpful. One last oil that I think is so important for feelings of stress and overwhelm is grapefruit essential oil. Grapefruit has a very energizing effect on the body, and it's just kind of gives us that go get it done attitude. So I love using grapefruit over the actual adrenal glands, which are found right on top of your kidneys. So if you can put some grapefruit essential oil on those kidneys, you're going to really help the adrenal or the stress response in the body. You can also put a few drops of grapefruit in your water for that brain boost, so that you feel like you can go out and be productive and actually accomplish everything on your plate for that day or that week. So again, those are the oils that I recommend for stress and overwhelm. So the fourth set of emotions that I see very frequently are feelings of inadequacy and vulnerability, and people respond sometimes with a victim mentality. So they think that there's nothing they can do about their circumstances, or they feel inadequate, or they just are having a lower self-esteem. And it's a really, really common set of emotions that go together hand in hand. So some of the oils that I really, really love for this particular set of stressors or emotions is bergamot essential oil. And I love it because it's the oil of self-assurance. And this oil is great right on your solar plexus, because this is your power center in your body. It's where you feel empowered. It's where you feel like you can tackle anything. And that's where you feel your self-esteem. And so This oil helps bring in those emotional tones, and I love bergamot. Just be careful not to go in the sun because you can get a pretty gnarly sunburn if you go put bergamot on and then you have sunlight right on your stomach. So just make sure that if you're using bergamot essential oil that you do that. It's also great on the heart chakra. So bergamot essential oil. The other oil that I love for feelings of inadequacy or just vulnerability is balance essential oil. And I love balance for a couple reasons. One is because all the oils found in balance essential oil have come from trees with deep roots. And so that strength of the tree and the grounded in the roots helps you actually get a grounding and a footing in your life. And it helps you face life with the strength of a tree, basically. So you're going to go in and you're going to face life just a little bit differently with that strength, with that inner strength that it pulls out of you that is already there. So it helps bring these emotional tones of strength and just durability, so your body can handle things that come its way, knowing and being assured that you know who you are and that you have great things to do in this life. And so when you are using the bergamot in combination with balance, you're going to feel very empowered and you're going to get out of that victim response. One more oil that I think is really powerful for that victim response is ginger essential oil. And you can also put that ginger essential oil right over your solar plexus. So if you're using the bergamot and you're using the balance and then you feel like you need a little extra kick, that ginger essential oil is going to help not only with your feelings of inadequacy and having that kind of a victim response, it's also going to help with digestion. So used right here in the power center, it's going to help your body completely just melt away and digest everything that's going on in life. And it's going to help you feel empowered instead of dealing with your circumstances as a victim would. Okay, so I hope that those 3 oils really help you get through some of those feelings of inadequacy and vulnerability, or maybe you're having a victim-based response to your circumstances, and those oils can really help. Now, the balance, you can put this on your feet, you can put it along your spine. It's also great right on the belly. So this is your power center. This is where you want to feel really empowered instead of as a victim would feel, which might be I'm totally helpless, right? So we're going to feel totally empowered. So the oils right here are going to help you do that. So if you enjoyed this little intro and these 4 tips to using essential oils for your emotions, and you're excited and you're ready to get started, go ahead and book an appointment with me. Just click on the link below and I can really help you get started with purchasing doTERRA essential oils. Now, you have to remember doTERRA essential oils are totally different from your grocery store oils. They're totally different from your Amazon oils. And there's been plenty of studies out there to prove it. I love working with doTERRA essential oils because I know that I can get the result for my customers that I'm working with. So I encourage you that if you're excited and ready to get started, I can help you get started ordering these essential oils at the best price and also working with myself as a mentor. So go ahead and click the link below, and I'm excited to hear from you.